Heyo, welcome back everybody. This is EonShiKeno, and no, I'm not dead. I was just in Portland for the past quite a while, so I didn't have my computer. But anyways, I'm back with some more StarCraft 2 commentaries, finishing up this best of 3 series. This is the longest wait ever to see how conclude this best of 3 series. We'll see what goes down in either this final game for our top left player, the red Protoss player, E.G. HuK. Needs to win this game and the next game to win this best of 3 series. Or his opponent, the top right hand corner, the blue Zerg player, Leenock. Only has to win this last game to finish up the series 2-0. I don't remember much, but I do remember Leenock won this last game. And don't ask me to remember what happened. I have no idea. That was so long ago. Oh, jeez. Anyways, I just, while we watched both these players macro up a little bit, we got Gateway coming out from HuK. Doing an interesting sim city here between all these Vespian geysers. And Leenock seems to be going for a hatch first? Yeah, doing a hatch first. So, hatch first for him. Gateway opening for HuK. But I just got back from the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I have to say it is very, very funny, entertaining, awesome. I would easily put it into my top 3 Marvel movies made so far. Made from Marvel Studios, not just Marvel heroes, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Very good movie, very fun movie. I definitely recommend everybody check it out if you're into that sort of thing. So the hatch does get down, does get scouted up by HuK, and HuK is, what is he doing? He doesn't have a... He's just making his opponent think that he's going to cannon rush here, and of course he cancels it. Because of C. That almost worked out, HuK. That almost worked out if it wasn't for Leenock scouting with his Overlord. You know, like those pro Zerg players do, scouting with their Overlord right in your opponent's base. That was kind of weird. You know, I understand where HuK was going with that. You know, throw down a proxy pylon, you know, behind your opponent's mineral line. Make them think, oh no, he's going to cannon rush me. But when you're on a map like this, I don't see the point. I don't see the point because I just don't. Oh well. I mean, the Overlord's only going to go to one location. It's going to go to one spot, and that's your base. You know, and it's a 2-player map, so I'm just really confused why he did that. You know, he knew the Overlord was coming. He should know the timing it takes the Overlord to get over there. So that was just a really odd thing to do. Second gas going up for HuK. Next is close to being done. He's going to start that wall up at the front. Going to throw up a couple gateways. Zealot coming out. Leenock just doing a little bit of droning, starting speed. Pulled some guys off gas. Probably see him set up a third base relatively soon. But he will have speed, so it's going to give him map control. And we'll see what HuK does here. Is HuK going to go with his well-known gateway attack, or set up a third base? Got a cannon going up, so he feels like getting some upgrades at least. Not making any more gateways. He's going to start some more pro production, fill up the minerals, start mining those guys here at the natural. Okay, so sentry coming out. Makes sense. Overlord will be able to sneak on out of there before the sentry shoots its tickle cannon at it. And Leenock pulling back these Overlords. This is interesting. I wonder why Leenock is pulling back these Overlords. You know, there could be stalkers at this point, but there's a lot of places on this map where you can just leave an Overlord, you know, that won't be killed. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of shenanigans here from HuK. Going to try a proxy pylon. Let himself do a little bit of aggression. He can easily attack this third base that just went up for a Leenock in the bottom, or actually middle right-hand corner of the map. But yeah, I really don't know why he pulled these Overlords back. You know, if he saw a, you know, starport maybe, that would make sense, but there's so many spots in this map where you can just leave an Overlord that, that won't get killed by a stalker or something like that. So the Mothership Core is going to slowly try and kill this hatchery. It'll be days. It'll probably finish, and 2 queens will come out. And then finally, the Mothership Core will just give up. But a queen quickly comes down to rescue, fends off that third base. So we have double gas finishing up for Leenock at his natural. Double gas close to being done in his main. Has the upgrade. Almost up to layer tech. So 2 Zerglings from Leenock scouting out. We'll spot this one Zealot, and Micro's going to pull those guys back. But we do have one hallucinated Phoenix. Going to fly across the map, get the first scouting in from his opponent, you know, after the first probe scout. We'll see. Not much going on here, but he will see this Hydralisk in. That's going to be big. I think he's going to see it. Yeah, he sees it. And he flies back to double check. Must have missed it the first time through. A couple more Zergling coming out. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to try and kill a Overlord, but unfortunately he didn't get the memo that Hallucinated Phoenixes don't do damage, but he's going to try nonetheless. So we have a big attack. A lot of Zealots here from HuK. Going to try and take out this third base. The Militia Corps is back. And this is... Oh, wait. I think maybe it's coming back to me. I think I'm slowly remembering what happened in the first game of the series, where HuK tried to do a similar thing, but it was scouted out by Leenock, where HuK made a proxy pylon, and yeah, that's what happened. HuK made a proxy pylon, but it got scouted out, and he got killed, and he got shut down, and that let Leenock easily get up to third base. So we're essentially seeing what HuK wanted to have happen game number 1. Otherwise, I'm just making all that shit up, and it's not true. You can go check the game if you feel like it. And this is just comes back to the fact that this pylon doesn't get scattered out because he pulled back. Nice time warp there. Mothership Core, like the guy flying that Mothership Core, just like wiped some sweat off his brow. Like, God damn, did you see that? That was close. But like I was saying, this just comes back to the point where I don't understand why Leenock pulled back his Overlords from all across the map. He had one across the map. The rest of them he just pulled back. And if he would have had those 5 or 6 Overlords around the map, he could have easily seen this pylon, because it's not like it's not in a very, you know, far off secret spot. It's, you know, right here on high ground. So that definitely was a situation where Leenock just kind of slouched a little bit on his scouting, and that kind of gave him an easy win in game number 1. Game number 2, it's already shown that he can lose his third base relatively easily, you know, if you just don't scout that out. HuK coming back in for round 2 with the Phoenix. Gonna scout out some more. Hallucinated Phoenix. Doesn't see too much. He's gonna see an Evolution Chamber and an Infestation Pit. And third base is just now finishing up. He's doing a little bit of poking here at the front with some Zerglings and a couple Hydralisks. He might be able to put in range of that Forge. Yeah, look at that. The Hydras are in range. He even got a Contaminate on there. So this Forge is gonna go down. One of the downsides of placing your Forge at the front of your base is a wall. Works early game versus Zerglings and Roaches, but once they get those Hydras out, you're just in a world of hurt to have to defend that without any type of Colossus or a lot of Stalker count at that point. So, HuK, seeing the Hydras out, of course, is going to go with the counter of Colossus, getting that range upgrade, throwing up a couple more gateways. He's got a Forge going up, rebuilding that wall at the front. So HuK is in a kind of soft contained right now by Leenock. Leenock at this point easily throwing up his third base, getting 6 gases. He still has this pylon down here, which I'm very surprised that Leenock hasn't scouted out, because you don't get like 10 Zealots right outside your third base without having a proxy pylon. And Leenock hasn't done the diligence of scouting it out, but it looks like he's doing that now. He's running some Zerglings around the map. He feels, okay, I got my opponent contained. I can do what I should have done a little bit a while ago, and run around and scout out this pylon. Evolution Chamber is close to finishing up that range attack upgrade for his Phoenixes. Now 3 Spine Crawlers going up the third base of Leenock, so Leenock worried about, you know, those Zealots just appearing out of nowhere. But he needs to scout this. He's got a Zergling right here. He's just slacking right now. This Zergling's running around too. Not sure where he's headed to. Way over here, just kind of running around the map, but he's missing this important area down here at the bottom. We can even check his vision and see where he just hasn't scouted out this whole bottom area whatsoever. But HuK now looking to go on the offensive. He's got 2 Colossus, a lot of Stalkers, and quite a few Sentries. Leenock trying to reposition that one. A Spine Crawl. He's got a lot of Hydralisks. Whoa, that's a lot of Hydralisks. How many does he have? He's got some Vipers in there. 30 Hydralisks, 30 Zerglings, 66 Workers. Good force field's going to go up. That's going to zone a lot of those units out from coming from the natural. And HuK just slowly pushing through here. He's got the Colossus. He's going to grab him with the Vipers. Nice job there. He's going to grab one, and he's going to grab the second one. And with that many Hydras and the Spine Crawlers, that's going to force HuK to fall back. That's just so many Hydras. So many Hydras. And yeah, that's just, I think that's got to be game. That's got to be game for HuK. He's down 50 supply. There's so many Hydras out at this point. They got the +1 attack upgrade. HuK, just with his own +1 attack upgrade, he didn't get that +2 finish because, of course, he lost his Forge. I don't think that would have made too much of a difference just because the Vipers came out. And that just gave Leenock the ability to grab those Colossus and just stop the slow push that HuK was playing with there. Because without those Vipers and with that many sentries and the Colossus, you could just slowly walk him forward there, clean him out, both the Vipers. Look at that. Nice job. Force Field's not going to do anything if you pull a Colossus on top of him. And, you know, Leenock looks down here at the third, says, okay, there's no third, 2 bases. Verse 3, I can deal with that. But we have a small Zealot attack going back once again to the third, but it's not really that big of a deal. This is the big deal here. This is the Leenock army just waiting for the Force Fields to go down before he can get up the ramp and kill off the rest of his opponent's base. He even made a couple of changelings there. The Zealots, where are they going? We need to work on this hatchery. Maybe get a last couple licks in here. And Leenock is turning around. Not sure why. Turning his whole army around. Not sure why he just didn't continue to put on the pressure there, but either way, Leenock's still got to be feeling pretty good. Up by 60 supplies. Gonna have his 4th base being rebuilt right now. Actually, his 3rd base being rebuilt. 4th base is close to being done. And so he's at Hive Tech. He's making a Spire. He's got the Roach upgrades. He's just getting a little bit of everything right now. I'm not sure why he's going Spire here. This is kind of strange. Why go Spire when you can go Ultralisks and you know, because his opponent, he's not making Immortals. He's making Colossus. I don't know why. You have to deal with those Force Fields to break down the ramp. I don't know why he's going Overlords here. His opponent already has a decent amount of Stalkers. I would just, you know, he already has Hive Tech, so just make the Ultralisk Cavern, make 2 or 3 Colossus or Ultralisks, and walk into his front of his base. You have like hundreds. It seems like hundreds of Hydra. And Leenock gonna go on the attack eventually. No, I'm not sure. He's just playing it safe, I guess. Doesn't want to die to HuK. HuK, you know, venturing. This is a pretty ballsy move, going down here in the low ground to defend his 3rd base. You know, at some points he had to take a 3rd base. So this was a risk he eventually had to take. But let's see if it's going to be the end of him. Leenock getting position. He can easily come down here and swarm this 3rd base with all these Hydralisks and Roaches. He's going to run the Zerglings straight up in there in the fight. But after seeing the position of those Colossus, he's got 3 of them now. But of course, there's 3 Vipers that can drag those guys across there. Storm not yet done, so these these High Temple are just going to be used for feedback on those Vipers. Leenock forced to retreat, but that bought himself a lot of time. That attack at 3rd base there of Leenock, you know, he pulled his army back. That allowed HuK to walk down his ramp, go to his 3rd base, set up his 3rd base, and now have a definitive position on this 3rd location, just because Leenock decided to fall back. So I think that was a mistake on his part. But wise plays there from HuK. Realizing, okay, he left. I can easily sneak out at this point, set up my 3rd base, and try to regain position in this game. And another base goes up here for Leenock at the gold. Got bases up everywhere. He's setting up a pretty good amount of defense. And finally killed this proxy pylon in the bottom part of the map that's been up, it seems like, for a good 15 minutes maybe this game. And that kind of thing is just ridiculous, you know. You have speed Zerglings, the best scout in the game, it seems like, especially early for proxy pylons. You know, after as diligent Leenock was the first game, I just don't understand how he managed to let that proxy pylon last for so long. But at this point, he's got Broodlords. But we have High Templar. Their Storm is done, and now the fight begins. Does he have enough AA to deal with these Broodlords? There's so many. This army is huge. Storm's going down on top of all the Hydras. Those Hydras are just melting in the background. More Storms going down. Now we have Archons being made here. The Vipers are showing up to the party, but wow. Yeah, that was rough. The Broodlords are still alive, but they're going to get cleaned up. And HuK kind of bringing the game a little bit closer for his victory, just winning that fight straight up. Coming straight in here, where are the units? He's making 13 Mutalisks and a bunch of Zerglings. He's going to try and stop this. There isn't too much AA at this point. Of course, he's got those 2 Archons, but if he can fly in there and snipe off those Archons and Stalkers pretty quick, these units can do a lot of damage. And this is just, I'm just pretty surprised to see HuK back in this game, but of course, Leenock making a couple mistakes this game. And now we're just going to go for a base race. This game that looked like it was going to be an easy victory for Leenock has just turned into an insane base race. Mutalisks and Zerglings going to try and kill everything they can. Viper just up there for moral support. And it's going to be base race here, but there's a lot of spine crawlers, more mutas being made. Those guys are probably just going to get picked off before they fly. No, this guy's going to sneak on through there. And he's going to, what the? Okay, he teleported back 1 Archon and 2 Stalkers, and he's going to throw up a Mothership for cannon, but that's going to go down. That will be enough to stop these Mutalisks. The base goes down, and now another base is going to fall here from Leenock at his natural. He's got his gold up. He's transferring some more workers. The mutas have fallen back from that 3rd base of HuK's, and this game is just getting so dirty. HuK now with the supply lead. There's a lot of Mutalisks out now at this point. 19 versus 9 Stalkers. Uh-oh, that's not a number you want to see. So Leenock looks like he's going to clean up the game here with all these Mutalisks, even after losing pretty much everything, every base he has at this point. Colossus is getting a lot more kills there, trying to pick off a couple of these drones to even out the economy. Let's check the worker count. 31 for Leenock and 47 for HuK. So HuK just needs as much AA as possible to deal with these Mutalisks. He's got 1 mining base essentially, and HuK just needs a lot of Stalkers at this point. He needs to sit in his base, get a lot of Stalkers. He's got the army. I don't know if he has the army supply. Let's see, what do we got here? Army supply 53 versus no, he doesn't have the army supply, but he's playing offensive here. I don't know why HuK is doing this. Why are you doing this, HuK? There's no reason to fight outside of your base. And he's going to retreat. I guess he just didn't anticipate this many Mutalisks in this fight, but there was no reason for HuK to push out from his base here. He has the protection of his Mothership core on the Nexus, and now he's just fighting out in the open and just losing all of his AA at this point. There was a small chance here that HuK could still have won this game if he wouldn't have made that last error, I think, right there. That was just, I mean, he lost the majority of his Stalkers at that point, just running out in the open to do what? It seemed like he was getting a little over-eager to just run in there and try and kill off what was left of Leenock's base, but he just lost so much potential right there. There was nothing stopping HuK from just sitting with all his Stalkers at the Nexus, at his 3rd, leave a couple here at the natural, spread out his forces. I think he would have been fine. You know, throw up a couple extra photon cannons. You know, get a couple Archons in here, play defense. He's got the economy lead, so he can rebuild his forces faster than his opponent can. You know, and because Leenock is such a low economic state, he could, throw up a Dark Shrines, do a little bit of harassment, just play the late game, a little bit of guerrilla warfare tactics. But this game is going back and forth. I was really surprised how back and forth this game has just turned. So we've had a lot of action in this game, and Viper dropping some cloud action there. So he's got a Twilight Council, so he can throw down a Dark Shrine easily. We have some Hydralisks coming out. Those guys will be pretty good. Doing a full circle here from Leenock. Supply favoring Leenock at this point by 10 supply. Mutas are following these probes to doing some long distance mining at probably the future 4th base of HuK. And they're going to loop back around, try to get to the 3rd, but no. HuK's going to be on top of that, going to blink back over there. And there's this, I didn't even notice this pylon wall off over here next to these rock towers. That's kind of funny. Some Zealots and Archons making their way. Oh no, he's going to walk straight into these Hydralisks. That's not good. That's not good. And all the Archons are just getting shredded from the front, just walking straight into that Hydralisk army. That is bad news. That's even worse than the last thing that happened there with HuK just being way too over-aggressive. HuK was not expecting that huge force to be sitting right there, and he just walked straight into it. Nothing's left except for a couple of Zealots. He lost, I think, 4 or 5 Archons, and that is huge in a low economic game. So he's just been swinging back and forth this game. One player making a mistake, then the other player capitalizing it, and back and forth, back and forth. But this army from Leenock is looking pretty strong. And those Hydralisks, there's nothing really to deal with them. And the mutas at the top, just kind of throwing in some extra damage. Roaches in there even. Look at these 3-2 attack upgrades. HuK drops to GG, and with superior upgrades, and finally, after a 7-minute long game in StarCraft time, we come to our victory. Leenock finishing the series 2-0. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, sorry for the absence of the commentaries across the country doing work stuff. But anyways, keep more regular StarCraft 2 commentaries. Follow me on Twitter at EonShiKeno and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you will. What's my YouTube channel? Ah, yeah, EonShiKeno. YouTube.com/EonShiKeno. See you guys later. Peace.